back again. All right. It's great you're here. I need your help. Sure. I don't have enough ships to keep the blockade established. What do I have to do? Patrol the vicinity of Tampa and don't let the blockade runners into the city. Come back here when you finish the job. It will be done. Okay, so they kept the same quest, which is good, I guess. Ah, boy. So there's going to be at least 3 of them. The first one's easy. I think the second one's like normal or something like that. The general has put on a blockade patrol. The general has been put on. I can't even. Let me slow down. The general has been put on blockade patrol. I have to guard the Tampa port entrance without letting anyone in. To impress the general with my bravery, I have to sink 3 raider ships. Fortunately, however, only 2 can enter the port at a time. That does sound pretty good. I believe I can do that. Had a debate with some sellers on Amazon. Oh boy. Way to talk about that real quick. Bought a copy of X-Men Legends 2 from this. I'm not going to say the seller. I don't want to put people out of business or nothing like that. But the copy, they had it listed as used very good. When I received the copy, they said that it was. When I received the copy, it wasn't in use very good. To me, I think it was more in like it was more like used acceptable, if you ask me, or used good rather than used very good. Because it works. It's not gonna be my final copy. I need a better copy than that. Although I'm gonna keep it. And so what I do is, like, when I receive a bad copy or a copy that I don't like, I just leave a bad mark. I don't contact the seller a lot of times because I don't want to mail it back. They'll say, "We'll mail it back," and a lot of times I get the game and it's not in the condition I want, but it works. And as long as it works, but it's not in the condition I want, I'll just keep it because, you know, PS2 games, or at least good ones anyway, are hard to come by. So I'll just keep that copy and I'll buy another copy. I buy expensive games every now and then, but you know, this game isn't really that expensive. I look at it as though, like, I look at it like this. Okay, at least I got the book and the and the cover art and the case. So now all I have to do is just buy another copy. I mean, a lot of people would mail it back, but I don't like doing that right there because, like, I buy a lot of games that are like, sometimes I buy games for 1 cent. And like most of the games that I buy, the shipping is more than the game itself. Like, I bought Incredibles. That was like 50 cents. The shipping was like $5. So I just leave a bad mark. You know, I don't say don't buy from the seller. I'll just put like 1 star and I'll say, or 1 or 2 stars, and I'll say the item did not come, you know, or the item that the seller sold me did not match the item, did not match the seller's description of the item, and I'll leave it at that. Well, they sent me something back saying, oh well, we need you to take down your negative review. And I'm like, well, why would I take it down? Like, I either received a bad copy of a game or I didn't, and I did. It's not bad to the point where it doesn't play, but you know, so they're disgruntled, I guess, about that. And that's my whole thing. Like, in a way, it's the seller's fault, but in a way, it isn't their fault. Because when it comes to PS2 games, original Xbox games, and GameCube games, especially like the good ones, unless you want like like the family games like Lost Comfort or something like that, or something like it's really mainstream, you're not going to find a lot of PS2 games. I mean, there are a lot of PS2 games new, but they're so uncommon that the prices are going to be pretty crazy. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I don't blame them. It's hard enough to find a PS2 game new, let alone used. And knowing them, somebody probably either gave it to them. It's probably like maybe their son's old collection, or maybe they go to like Goodwill and buy stuff, or something like that. So I don't really blame them, because it's hard to find a good game. Like if I wanted a copy of let's say Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne for the PS2, that game is like probably like $35 maybe, probably. Okay, that's a lot of. It's a lot of money. Not to me, because like I like buying that. It's a lot of money to anybody, but like to me, that's not really a lot of money for a game, because that's what I do. I buy a lot of PS2 games, as well as like the other stuff like 360 and whatever else, and a PS3. So I don't blame them for the condition of the disc. I blame them for the inaccurate description of the disc. They look at it and say, oh well, they look at it like looking at a DVD, because DVDs can take a beating just like CDs and everything else. You think, well, if it was a DVD, it'd play. So let me just judge it by DVD standards. It's marked up. It's pretty marked up, but it plays. So it's in very good condition. They think the fact that it plays makes it in very good condition. That's not really true. I mean, you got some people out there that just buy games. Then there's some people that are collectors. Now, I don't want the world to know that I'm a collector, nothing like that. Like I don't want to make it, shout it from the mountains or whatever. But I do want a decent copy of the game. So they're trying to argue. Well, not really arguing, but they're saying, well, just take down. I hate when they say take down your negative review, because it's like that's what they want me to do. They want me to take down my my 2-star rating, and I try to tell them I'm not rating their company. I'm rating the product, because like I said before, it's hard to find PS2 games new. I mean, yeah, it's hard to find. It's pretty easy to find them used. If you want something new, it costs a lot of money, because they're not really sold in stores that much. They're not as common. And so what they're saying, what I have a problem with is they're saying, okay, well, just mail it back, which I don't mail stuff back. I mean, I can't. If it's like something I paid like a lot of, like maybe like if I paid like $70 for something for a game, then I'd probably mail it back. But this game I paid like $15 for altogether. So I'll just keep the copy I have, and I'll buy another copy, because I'm really into like having multiple copies of certain RPGs. Because I'll get to that. I'll get into that later on. But so what they're telling me when they say that, take down your negative rating, they're basically saying, okay, take down your negative rating, and let's say this never happened. Why would I even do that right there? I mean, what do you want me to do? Take down the rating? Why? Why would I take it down? That would be lying. I'm not like the biggest, like truth teller. I'm not like Captain America or nothing like that. Truth, justice, and the American way. But I'm not going to say that, because if I say that, that's like me saying you didn't sell me a bad copy or a really crappy copy of a game, because you did sell me a crappy copy of the game. I'm not going to say you didn't. Why would I do that? So it always trips me out when they say, well, just take down your review or just take down your rating. Why would I take down the rating? Even if I did mail it back to you, why would I take it down? And that's saying as though you didn't Tell me that right there. So that's one less review, negative review that you have. But 9 times out of 10, I mean, come on. If you didn't want the game back, if you didn't care about the game, you wouldn't want me to mail it back to you. The fact that you want me to mail it back to you means you just resell it. I mean, that's what you're going to do. You're going to say, okay, well, we'll find somebody else who will appreciate this copy of the game, crappy as it may be. I mean, no, I'm not doing that. No, I can't do that right there. I can't lie about that. I'm passionate about few things. I like my games. My money goes into it. I'm not going to say it didn't happen when it did. Even if I did mail it back, I wouldn't take down the review. That's just not the review, but the rating. And that's just stupid. That's stupid. And you got some people, you got some sellers on Amazon. Maybe the primary thing they sell isn't games. Maybe it's like some sort of electronics or whatever, and they have a few games there. They may not know how to judge a game. What's considered good condition? What's considered very good condition? They may not know. And the thing about that is I'm sinking money, and so is everybody else. We're sinking money into a description. We can't even have their word, because in order for that we need to hear it. We're going off their opinion. Well, this game looks okay. It looks very good. I mean, there's a lot of scratches on it, but I mean, hey, light's reflecting off of it, so it's in very good condition. It's still shiny despite the scratches. So you have to go on like with their opinion of a very good copy of the game is. And their opinion, a person who isn't a gamer may have a very different opinion from someone who is a gamer about what condition a disc is in. It's like older people, not old people, but people that don't play games. They'll think, well, okay, well, son, you may want like the ps4 or whatever, and they'll say, well, what's the difference between the ps4 and the ps3? Well, I think that's sort of the same way how people that don't normally sell games, I think that's how they judge the games. Well, it's in good condition. Like, I'd watch it if it were a DVD. I wouldn't play it because I don't play games. But if it were a DVD, I'd watch it. They think as long as it plays, as long as you're able to play it, and that's the thing. People that are worse than that are people that actually have a PS2 somewhere, and they'll play it. They'll say, "Oh, it's really scratched up, but hey, it plays. Let's sell it." Can't do that right there. I have a few gripes with that. One of my gripes is, hang on a second. One of my gripes with that is that, for one, it's an RPG. Okay? X-Men Legends 2 is an RPG. I'm pretty sure there's some replay value. Now, buying a game that's really, really scratched up, and it's an RPG, RPGs take longer than most games to complete. At least on average. There's not, I mean, with that being said, there's way more adventure games and shooters than there are RPGs for the 6th generation of gaming, which is the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. And they take way longer. And if the game already has scratches, or in other words, wear and tear on the disc, and you sink, let's say I played it once, really enjoyed the game, really decided to take my time, and sank 20 hours into it. I'm sinking 20 hours into something that probably already has 20 hours into it. You got to factor in the wear and tear from from gameplay, and the wear and tear from neglect. And some people just don't know how to handle either that, or they're just willy-nilly with the way they handle games. So you got to factor in both of those things: the neglect factor and the fact that it's probably been played, to death. And yeah, so I'll play it, and let's say I want to play it again with one of my friends. I mean, every time I play it, I'm continually adding more and more wear on the disc, which is why I'm bringing up a point that I brought up before, but didn't finish. That's why I buy games, any game that I think I'm going to want to play a lot of. As far as RPGs, I know it makes no sense, but like because I do my research, and any game that I'm like, wow, yeah, I might want to play this a whole lot, because you see a game, you hear all the features, you know, and you hear people talk about, oh, it has this ending, it has that ending, it has this many endings, it has this little system or whatever. Get kind of excited, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to play the crap. I'm going to spend a lot of time playing this game, and you know, like any game that I think I'm going to want to play a lot of, or that I just know, even if I turn on not playing it that much after I beat it, if I think I want to play it, if I think I'm going to want to play it a lot, I'm buying another copy. That goes for shooters, RPGs, whatever, but especially my role-playing games. So the reason I didn't return it was because, yeah, it's in okay condition. It's not in very good condition. I mean, what am I going to do? Just send them an email? Oh, it's not in very good condition. Oh, we're sorry, it's not up to your standards. I mean, by me sending them an email or just responding to them, telling them what I think of the game, it's the same thing as me giving them a review. Or you know, because you can review stuff on Amazon, you give it like, you know, a 1 star, 2 stars, whatever. It's the same thing. If I were to send them a response, I would say, well, it's not in the condition that you described. And that's the only thing I said in my rating when I rated the game, because you have to rate the game, give it a star rating, and you don't have to leave a message, but you can. And all I said in the message was, well, it's not as you described. I didn't say it was terrible, or I didn't say don't buy from this seller, or nothing like that. I wouldn't do that right there, unless, you know, like they really made me angry or something like that. But yeah, so that's why I didn't return it, because I was like, well, my whole thing is I have one copy and I have the complete copy. So what I'm going to do now is the next time I go shopping on Amazon for this game, I'm going to find a copy that's just acceptable, like a copy that just has the what is it? It just has the disc. So that way I don't have to buy a full copy again with the disc. Well, if I can get another full copy, that'd be great. But all I really need is a disc-only copy now. It's something with a better disc. So that way, by me having 2 copies of the game, it's not only that. It's not only, you know, because it's an RPG and I want to play it more than once. It's the fact that, like I said, PS2 games are hard to find, and they're even harder to find in good condition, and they're even harder to find if you like stuff like the little RPGs or stuff like Yakuza. You can't find that stuff everywhere. You got to go to game conventions, so you got to go somewhere else, like another city or whatever, and see what they have. So I look at it as though, well, I got a copy I didn't really want of the game, but on the good side, even though it's in crap condition, it's okay enough. But now I'll just buy another copy, you know, because that's a regular strategy of mine. And you know, like I said, when you buy stuff like this, you got to sort of decide. Yeah, you know, you got to decide. You know, do I want this to be my first and last copy of this game? Because sometimes I have friends over and they'll say, "Oh, let me try this game. Let me try that game out," and I'll let them try out the game. Sometimes people want to try out my games. Not many people. You know, like I can't emphasize enough. I don't lend out stuff at all or much, but you know, sometimes they'll say, "Hey, let me try Rad or Robot Alchemic Drive," which I really love that. I really love that game. I bought 2 copies, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to need 2 copies of this. And so people want to try out games until they beat them, and by them doing that, they're adding further wear on the game. And yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But I only have a few friends. I only have 1 or 2 that I let play my games, or that I lend stuff out to. It's not that I'm a stingy person. That's just how it is. I'm a very friendly and easy to get along with kind of guy. It's just, I don't know. kind of a hermit. Not a big time hermit, you know. I don't mind meeting people, but yeah, you know, but like when you buy games, you're pretty much going off of their opinion, what they think a good game is, and you know what they think is a good game may not necessarily be what you think is a good game, or I mean what they think is very good condition, you may not think the same way. But the crappy part is that's all you have to go off of is their word. That's the biggest thing with online shopping for anything, or you know, or for games. So yeah, I just sent them a long email saying, you know, like just trying to tell them stuff, and they were like, okay. Well, so they sent me one more email saying, well, okay, we're sorry it didn't meet your needs. I want to send them another email saying, no, it's not that I didn't. It's not that it didn't meet my expectations. It didn't meet your. It didn't meet your description. It's not my description. I mean, it's not very good. Amazon also has a feature where you can actually post pictures of the game. Now, I did do that. I said it wasn't in. I said the item I received from this seller in my when I went to rate them, I said, well, this item wasn't as described by the seller, and I left a picture, but I don't think the picture was able to be seen. 2 of my pictures got rejected, but I have a few pictures. I ordered another copy of the game, a game I'll probably be doing a let's play of right after this game, and that's Galleon for the Xbox. The copy that I ordered, I paid like $15 for, I think, something like that, almost $20 for a supposedly like new copy of this game. The game wasn't in like new condition, in case you're wondering. So yeah, now I'll be buying another copy of that as well. Although that was the second copy, another second copy that I was buying of that game. But yeah, sellers they sort of trip me out. They think, whoa, it plays, so it must be good. I remember this one time I bought this ps2 from someone. I don't know if it was a woman or what, but I bought a ps2 from somebody on Amazon, and the thing was basically a roach graveyard. It had like dead roaches inside it, and like the part where the fan is, you know, the little grate or whatever you call it, that sort of blocks the fan. They were actually stuck in that part, you know, little roach corpses. And I'm like, really? And then of course the seller had, I'm not gonna say it was like new. I haven't bought a lot of I bought a few like new PS2s on Amazon, not a lot. I still have to get some more PS2s. I have 3 extras, but this was like a very, I think they had it labeled as very good, and I got it. You know, when I received it, roaches in the thing. Took it apart, cleaned it out, cleaned the lens, tried to play it, wouldn't even play. So I was like, That's probably the worst product. I'm not gonna say from Amazon, but that's the worst product I received from a seller on Amazon. $7, $1,000. All right. Yeah. I think it's time to make to end this video and start again. This has to be like 20 minutes or more, or maybe it's not. Let's see. And I leveled up. Here's your reward. Now go. You will know when I have something new for you. We send the messenger bird. I guess I'll do another quest for the sheriff. What's this? Swordsman. I guess I have all the ship perks. Defense. Let's go to the general store. Is there a general store here? Oh, I don't think so. Good, I can get a quest from the sheriff and I can save in one spot. Let me go to this tavern real quick and replenish my long lost crew members. Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Excuse me, this is actually a quest for the mayor. I thought this was a quest for the sheriff. Let's save real quick. I got the stars mixed up. Always do that. Alright.